students, welcome to the world of botany. Today we shall learn about the paper that is Economic and Medicinal Botany. This is semester 5 and the paper code is BOD 103. The name of the paper and the title which I am going to explain is Wabilo's concept of center of origin and its wild relatives of the cultivated plants. So I am Ms. Rita Mandrekar, Assistant Professor from Dampe College of Arts and Science, will be explaining you about the Wabilo's concept. So this is just about the outline what I will be going to teach you in this particular module. So I will be basically focusing on Wabilo's concept of center of origin and the examples of the wild relatives of cultivated plant. And the examples, I will be only explaining you one example. You all have to go and refer to more examples. So after I teach this topic, you all should learn something. So the learning outcome for this topic is you would be able to explain the Wabilo's concept of center of origin. You would be able to compare the Condorlet's and Wabilo's concept of center of origin, and you would be able to analyze some wild relatives of cultivated plants. So to begin with the topic, the first term which will be highlighted in this topic is origin of plants. So origin of plants is nothing new. We have been always studying about the origin of our earth. Similarly, we are studying the origin of plant. And when we hear this term origin of plants, the first thing which ponders to our mind is when, how, where and why. So all the agricultural plants what we see today have been originated from their wild ancestors, and men have domesticated them for their own use and the purposes. So origin of plants was studied by various scientists and many scientists, but the first person who have studied the origin of plant, that was the first Swiss person, Alfonso de Condorlet, and in 1883 he even published a book titled Origin of Cultivated Plants. And in that plant he has already studied 247 species of the cultivated plant, and he tried to solve the mystery of the origin of plants. So after him there were many scientists who have studied the origin of plants, but this person was the first person who had started to study about the origin of plant. So how he started, or what information he used? He used geographical, historical and archaeological data along with his linguistic knowledge in determining the origin and spread of cultivated plants. And according to him, there was most of the plants which have been existing today, they have been arose from a single center. So this diagram shows you that there is one single center. Single center means this is one region from which that plant has originated, and the rest of the trees which you can see, they have been domesticated in the different region. So this is basically the Alfonso's concept of origin of plant. So today we will be studying or highlighting about the Nikolai Wabilo's concept, which is very important. And we will be studying about him. So he was also a Russian botanist from 1925 to 1935. He gave his point of view, or he gave different point of view of the origin of plants. He used the genetical and cytological evidences along with the geographical data to study the correlation and origin of plants. The picture which you can see, he is the person who has studied the origin of plants. So what was according to him? How he was different from Condorlet's? According to Wabilo, there are multiple centers of origin. Condorlet's, what he said? There was only one center of origin. Then he says that 85% of 640 species have old world origin, while 15% have new world origin. Old world origin meaning the plants which are existed more than 4,000 years, and new world origin more than 4,000 years means it is still today whatever we are using, it is a new world origin. All centers of origin have extreme climatic condition, and due to these extreme climatic conditions, the plant has been domesticated in different regions for their own purpose and use. So for Nicole Vavillo, it was difficult to trace the ancestors and the location of center of origin of all the domesticated plants. So this is basically his concept, that R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5, that R stands for region. Okay, so there were many regions for the same particular plant, but they have been domesticated in different regions. So that is what he tries to explain us. There are multiple centers of origin for one particular plant, and it has been domesticated in the various regions. So based on this concept, he has assumed there are two types of crops. One is the primary crop and the second one is the secondary crop. In the primary crop, what he says, there is a maximum plant diversity with large number of wild relative species, whereas in the secondary crops, there are only maximum plant diversity but there is no wild relative of that. So in the primary crops, the plants were domesticated directly from the wild, and in the secondary crops, they have originated as weed, and as and when they have been domesticated, they have become the secondary crop. I will explain you all this with the help of the diagram. I am just telling you the brief introduction of primary and secondary crops. So the example of the primary crops is the Triticum aestivum, the commonly known as wheat, similarly rice and barley, and the examples of secondary crops are oats and rye. So this is the brief introduction about the primary crops. I have tried to manage it in the pictorial view so that you understand it better. In primary crops, as I mentioned, there are maximum plant diversity along with the ancestors, but in the secondary crop there is only the diversity but there was no ancestors present in that particular region. Okay, so next Vavillo even suggested 2 centers for wheat and 3 for barley crop, and for the secondary crops, that oats and rice were found as a wheat, but when they were actually present along with the primary crop. And what has happened, the primary crop was taken for a cultivation in one particular region, but then due to the unfavorable conditions of that crop, the primary crop couldn't survive in that region. So whatever wheat which was present along with this primary crop became the secondary crop, or that is known as the oats which we are referring to. In the primary crop, he is trying to explain us there were 2 types of wheat, soft wheat and the hard wheat. Soft wheat has been originated from Southwest Asia as well as hard wheat in the Mediterranean region. Similarly, he says the barley has been domesticated in Southwest Asia, Southeast Asia and the North Africa. So based on this, Vavillo has listed the 6 domesticated centers. I will just give you all the list of these centers. I won't be explaining you all in details. First is the Southwestern Asia. This is the important old world center of cultivated plants, and example, the soft and the club wheat has been originated from here. The second is the Southeastern Asia, the mountains of Tibet and China, north and east of Himalayas, and the center of origin of plants like oats and barley. The third is northeastern India, Indochina, southeast of the Himalayas, the center of domestication of rice, sugarcane, bananas. North Africa, the center of hard wheat and oats, and many examples are there, but I have listed only few. The Mediterranean basin, the domestication of cabbage and cotton, and the New World, that is the center of domestication of maize, potato, sweet potato and so on. So whatever we have learned today, I will just try to summarize it in 2 or 3 points. The Vavillo's concept suggested the multiple center of origins of the wild relatives of plant by using genetical, cytological as well as the geographical studies, and based on his studies he classified the crops into 2 types, that is primary crops and the secondary crops, and he cited many examples in order to make us understand his concept of center of origin and how it is different from the Condorcet's concept. However, it was difficult to trace the center of origin in all the cultivated plants. So these are the few references which I have referred for making this presentation. You all can always go and check any of the economic botany plant book so that you all will get the more information. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.